Everyone, and welcome back to Tetris Football. George here. Just a quick little video for our predictions. I haven't been able to meet up, so everyone's prediction there and I'm going to talk through them. First up, Aston Villa versus Southampton. I predicted 1-0. Think, like I said in previous predictions, think Villa. Gerrard have been given an ultimatum to perform well, so I think he will perform well and be able to beat Southampton, grind out a win. Tom has predicted 2-1 to Southampton. You can see it happen. Southampton are an exciting team. They can score goals, and Villa, I think they're definitely good enough to score against Southampton, so I think it depends on who's on form during this game, really. And then Ryan has predicted Aston Villa to win 2-1, so both of us have predicted a win for Villa here. I think they've got goals in them, and I think their defence is probably a bit more solid than Southampton's, especially on current form as well. And Joe has predicted the same as Tom with a Southampton 2-1 win. I think that, Southampton, like I said, for Tom's an exciting team, could easily see this happening. Next up is Fulham versus Nottingham Forest, and for this game I have predicted 1-0. I do like Nottingham Forest, but Fulham are just generally on form at the moment, and they seem to like grinding out results, so yeah, simple 1-0 win. Tom has predicted Forest to win 2-1, and see that happening to Forest after bringing all their players. Eventually it has to gel, and Fulham are probably a team you could expect Forest to do that against, really. So yeah, nice Forest 2-1 win predicted by Tom there. Ryan has predicted Fulham to win 2-0, backing Fulham a lot more, not backing Forest at all really, but it looks like a simple routine 2-0 Fulham win for Ryan there. And Joe has predicted Fulham to win 3-0, an absolute battering of Nottingham Forest, which I do think is quite harsh, but it's pretty. Fulham do score goals, that's all I can say really. Maybe you could predict Forest to get a goal or two, but yeah, other than that, I think Fulham do score, so it's not the most unrealistic result ever. Next up is Wolves versus Manchester City, and I've predicted City to win 2-0. Obviously, they're unstoppable at the moment. Haaland will probably get 2 goals. Wolves are pretty solid at the back, but I feel like him specifically will just bully them. So yeah, just simple 2-0 win for City. Tom has predicted City to 3-0. Same as mine, really. Just simple win for City. I think Wolves might make it difficult for the first half, but the second half, City will come back out and just blow them away. Ryan's gone 4-0 City, completely saying that Wolves will get battered, which I think is a bit harsh to that Wolves team. They don't concede too much, really, but they don't score much. I don't think any of us have predicted them to score. Well, apart from Tom, not Tom, Joe, actually, who has predicted Man City 3, Wolves 1, and I do think City can be sloppy sometimes, so Wolves definitely do have the potential to score, but I think, just like it is with pretty much every game at the moment, like against Dortmund, City will just outscore them in the end. Next game up is Brighton versus Palace. This game has been cancelled, so you'll have to refer to this video when it actually gets played, but I've gone for a 1-1 draw. It's a very tight rivalry normally. They're normally similar positioned in the league, and I think that by the time it's played, Brighton will have gotten over Potter, got a decent manager in, and they'll do enough to get a draw out of a very exciting Palace side. And Tom, our Brighton fan, has also predicted a 1-1 draw. Maybe not too hopeful after Potter's gone, and yeah, Palace, they're a pretty good, exciting team, so see them scoring. Same for Ryan as well. 2-1, however, he's predicted to Palace, and like I just said, they are an attacking, exciting team. You can easily see them scoring, and I think we might be underestimating Brighton a bit after they have lost Potter. However, it is going to be a clean sweep of 0 Brighton wins predicted for this game. Joe has predicted a 3-2 Brighton win, and do you know what? I do really like Palace, but considering none of us have really backed them, I would like to see Brighton pull off a little surprise here. That would be interesting, and I think, that rivalry is normally pretty entertaining to watch, so yeah. The next game is Newcastle versus Bournemouth. Newcastle obviously have looked very good so far this season, and I predicted them to beat Bournemouth 2-0, who sometimes they show a lot of fight, but other times they just completely roll over and die, and I think Newcastle will just dominate them in this game. Nice 2-0 win. And Tom has predicted a 2-0 win for Newcastle as well. I imagine similar sort of reasoning to what I just said, so I will not bore you with that. And the next game, next person is Ryan, who's predicted Newcastle 3, Bournemouth 1, and you can see Bournemouth scoring, so they do like to put up a fight. Maybe Newcastle go 3-0 up, Bournemouth score late, something like that. Not just a simple win for Newcastle predicted by everyone. Though Joe has gone for Newcastle to just destroy Bournemouth here. 4-0 win, I think. Probably the least likely to happen out of all of them, but it could happen really. If St. Maximin's on form and Joelinton plays well and Wilson and the other talent that Newcastle are bringing in, you could see them beat Bournemouth 4-0, but I think that's a bit harsh to Bournemouth. But like I said, they can also roll over, so it could happen. Next game, however, is Tottenham versus Leicester. I predicted Tottenham to win 2-1. I think that Leicester we're going to see them slowly creep back into form now, but I don't think they'll do good enough against Tottenham, who are a better side, and yeah, Tottenham will grind out a 2-1 win. For this game, Tom has predicted 3-1 to Tottenham, and I think similar reasons. Like Leicester, they are looking a bit better, back them to score, and yeah, Tottenham, they're just too good really, with Kane, Kulusevski, Richarlison playing well. Son hasn't been on form so far, but could be a game he gets back on form. And I think Ryan might see that happening, as he's gone for 3-0 to Tottenham. And overall, really, Tottenham are just a better team. So 3-0, it's not the most out there. Might be a bit disrespectful to Leicester, but then again, they have been very, very poor this season. So you can see it happening. And move on to Joe, our Tottenham fan. He agrees with Tom. He's gone for Tottenham to score 3, Leicester to get 1. Maybe not too confident in that Leicester defence, but Tottenham, then going forward with the players they've got, they can score goals. So yeah, 3-1 to Tottenham for that prediction from Joe. The next game is Brentford versus Arsenal. A game a few years ago, when Brentford came up, people were insulting Ben White for being too small to mark Tony, and then the same thing happened to Martinez at United. But moving on, I predicted an Arsenal 2-0 win. I think that Brentford are a good team. They can cause upsets, but I think in the end, this will be a routine Arsenal win on their Champions League place push. What's looking like a title push at the moment. So, yeah, I think this will be a routine win for Arsenal. Tom has predicted Brentford 1, Arsenal 2, and you can definitely see Brentford scoring. Tony, now they've got called up to the England squad, and they've got other players like Yanel and Bueno. You can see them scoring, so I think still Arsenal to score 2. They are just better than Brentford, but never know, Brentford could cause an upset. Ryan, however, has predicted Arsenal to win 3-1, just simple routine wins across the board for Arsenal, I imagine. Yep, Joe has predicted 2-0 Arsenal, and yeah, you just see them sort of sweeping up Brentford on their push for the title at the moment. So yeah, it is a title challenge at the moment. I don't think it will be by the end of the season, but at the moment, Arsenal's title challenge. And yeah, just a routine win for them on that path. Next game, however, is a Northern derby, Manchester United versus Leeds. And at the moment, United are grinding out results. So I do think they will beat Leeds 1-0. And the next game, and for Tom, he has predicted United to win 2-1. Similar sort of situation to mine, with United just grinding out a result against one of their biggest rivals. And then Ryan has predicted a bit more of a comfy win for United, with them being able to beat Leeds 2-0. And I think, it's just fair. I don't think United will batter Leeds. However, Joe does seem to think it will be a convincing win to United, with them beating Leeds 3-0. Maybe similar to the 2 games under Bielsa for Leeds last season, where they got battered the first game and also the game in January, so maybe just something similar to that for that game. However, the next game is Everton versus West Ham, and for me, I think West Ham haven't been playing on the best of form, but did make a good comeback in Europe against, I can't remember the name of the club, but yeah, they looked better then, managed to actually show some fight and come back, and I think that against Everton, a team who scrap for their points, I think that they will just about be able to grind out a 1-0 win with their better players like Bowen and Antonio. So yeah, I think 1-0 win for West Ham will be about right. Tom has predicted West Ham to also grind out a result, a bit different. 2-1 West Ham win, and you can still see this happening because West Ham's defence this season hasn't been brilliant. So yeah, maybe Anthony Gordon will be able to score something like that. So yeah, 2-1 could easily happen. And Ryan has predicted a bit more of a convincing win for West Ham. A nice 2-0 win for them. Maybe to see them get back on the brilliant form we've seen over the last 2 seasons, so they can dispose of the other sort of lower table teams. And then Joe has predicted a 1-0 West Ham win, same as mine. I think that they will just grind out the result, and Everton do make it difficult, so I imagine that's the same sort of thought process that Joe had for that game. And the next game is the final game, the biggest game, Chelsea versus Liverpool. And as a Liverpool fan, I do have to back us. However, at the moment, we do just keep conceding. So for me, I've gone for Liverpool 2, Chelsea 1. I mean, yeah, Liverpool just concede at the moment. Don't see too much goal threat from Chelsea, but we seem to concede all the time. So yeah, Chelsea 1, Liverpool 2. I think we're good enough going forward with Diaz, Elliott as well. Maybe by the time this game's played, so it's been postponed. Salah will be playing well again, and yeah, hopefully we'll have Thiago in midfield pulling the strings. And then Tom has predicted a 1-1 draw, and to be honest, I think probably the most realistic is a draw. I mean, if you look at the cup finals last season, they both ended 0-0, so maybe he could have gone for that, but Tom's gone for a 1-1, both teams to score. I mean, both big clubs just not performing at all this season, so a draw is probably about right. However, Ryan, Chelsea fans, gone for the reverse result that I did. He's gone for Chelsea to win 2-1 against Liverpool, and yeah, both teams just concede a lot at the moment, so you can see it happening. And yeah, as a Chelsea fan, he's got to back his club and say they'll win. And Joe, do you know what? I'm not happy about this. He's just predicted my team to lose 2-0 to Chelsea. I mean, I guess he thinks the problems at Liverpool are much worse than Chelsea, and I just don't see Chelsea scoring 2 in this game. I just don't think they've got the proper goal for it. I know Liverpool have looked poor at the back this season, but I feel like by the time this game's played, we'll have Thiago back in there. The midfield will look better, so we can get the ball to our front three more and play more on the front foot, and the defence feel less pressure. So we'll have a chance to score against Chelsea, and they'll be pet back a bit. But Joe's predicted 2-0 Chelsea win. I mean, probably biased because Liverpool fan, but I can't see where he's coming from with this. However, that will conclude this video. Remember to like and subscribe. Sorry for the very poor quality of it, but see you next time. Thanks for watching, and remember, every little helps.